was a boy who believed he was worthless. His name was Noah, and from the moment he could understand comparison, he felt less than less smart, less talented, less special, less everything. He watched other kids shine, watched them win awards and get picked first and receive praise, while he stood in the shadows, invisible, ordinary, forgettable. Teachers barely noticed him. Friends barely included him. His own parents seemed disappointed, as though they'd hoped for more and got him instead. Noah learned to believe what the silence told him, that he didn't matter, that he had nothing to offer, that his existence was a mistake no one wanted to correct. He carried this belief into adulthood. He took jobs he hated because he didn't think he deserved better. He stayed in relationships where he was treated like an option. He apologized for existing, for taking up space, for breathing too loud. Deep inside, a question haunted him. What am I worth? What do I have to give? Why am I even here? One winter evening, Noah walked through the city as snow fell, and holiday shoppers hurried past, carrying bags of wrapped gift things bought, things earned, things that proved someone cared enough to spend. Noah had nothing. No one to buy for, no one who would buy for him. He stopped outside a shop window and looked at the display's expensive watches, designer clothes, luxury items with price tags that made his stomach turn. He thought, everything has a price, everything has a value assigned to it, except me. I'm the thing no one would pay for, the clearance item that still doesn't sell. He turned away and walked into the cold, not seeing the old man watching him from the doorway, not noticing him follow until the man spoke. The old man observed that Noah was looking for his price tag, searching for his worth out here in what he had, what he did, what others thought, but he wouldn't find it, because it wasn't out there. When Noah said he didn't understand, the old man reached into his coat and pulled out a small, wrapped box plane with no tag or label. He handed it to Noah, insisting it was a gift, not for sale. Noah unwrapped it slowly and lifted the lid. Inside was nothing, just empty space. He looked up, confused, stating there was nothing there. The old man replied simply, "Exactly." When Noah continued to express confusion, the old man asked what the box was worth. Noah said nothing, it was empty. But the old man challenged this, asking whether the box was worthless or whether it had the worth Noah assigned to it. If he claimed the box belonged to a king and held his most precious possession, that it was priceless, would Noah believe him? Noah hesitated, acknowledging maybe he would, but insisted it was still empty. Yes, the old man agreed, because the worth wasn't in the object, it was in the story, the meaning, the belief. The box was worthless because Noah said it was, but it could be priceless. If he decided it was, the box hadn't changed, only his perception. Noah asked why he was being told this. The old man explained that Noah was doing the same thing to himself, looking for external proof of his worth, waiting for someone to assign him value, to give him a price tag to tell him what he was worth. But that wasn't how it worked. Worth isn't given, it's recognized, and it starts with you. They sat on a bench as snow fell heavier and city lights blurred. The old man spoke quietly about his son, brilliant and kind and creative, but unable to see it. He measured himself against everyone else and always came up short, always felt worthless. When he asked what he was good at, what made him special, his father would tell him, but he never believed it because he was waiting for the world to validate him. And the world is a terrible judge of worth. The old man's voice cracked as he revealed that his son took his life at 23, leaving a note saying he had nothing to give and no one would miss him. The old man spent every day since wishing he could tell him one more time that his worth wasn't in what he did, or what he had, or what others thought it was. And the fact that he existed, that he was here, that he was himself. And that was enough. That was always enough. Noah felt tears burn, asking how anyone could believe that when everything tells him otherwise. The old man turned to him with the answer. You stop looking outside. Stop waiting for permission. Stop measuring yourself against arbitrary standards created by people who are just as lost as you. And you start asking different questions. He held up the empty box, asking what it could hold. Noah thought and answered, anything. Exactly, the old man confirmed. Letters, memories, treasures, secrets. It wasn't worthless because it was empty, it was full of potential. And so was Noah. He wasn't worthless because he hadn't found his purpose, yet he was full of possibility, full of gifts that hadn't been unwrapped, full of worth that didn't need a price tag to be real. The old man stood and told Noah to keep the box as a reminder that his worth wasn't something defined, it was something he was. It didn't come from achievements, accolades, or others' approval. It was inherent, built in, unchangeable. The moment he stopped looking for external validation and started recognizing what was already inside, everything would change. He walked away and disappeared into the snow. Noah sat there holding the empty box, and for the first time in his life, he didn't see it as empty. He saw it as open, as ready, as full of potential. Noah kept the box on his desk at home. Every time he felt worthless, he looked at it and remembered. He started asking different questions. Not what am I worth to others, but what do I value in myself? Not what can I achieve, but who am I becoming? Not do they see me, but do I see me? Slowly, things shifted. Not because the world changed, but because Noah did. He stopped waiting for validation, stopped measuring himself by external metrics, stopped believing that worth was something earned. He started creating writing, painting not to be recognized, but because it made him feel alive. He started helping people, volunteering, showing up, not to prove anything, but because he had something to give. People noticed not his achievements, but his presence, his kindness, his authenticity. They would comment that there was something special about him. Noah would smile, knowing the truth. The special wasn't something he earned, it was something he uncovered by looking inside instead of outside, by recognizing worth that was always there. Years later, Noah saw a young girl sitting outside a shop, staring at window displays with hollow eyes. He recognized that look, that hunger for external proof, that desperate search for worth. He sat beside her and pulled out the same small, wrapped box the old man had given him. When she opened it and said it was empty, Noah asked whether it was truly empty or full of potential, full of worth that didn't need a price tag, full of everything she already was but couldn't see yet. He explained gently that her worth wasn't out there in what she bought, what she achieved, or what others thought. It was inside her. Not something to earn, but something to recognize. Not something the world gives, but something she gives herself. He handed her the box with final wisdom. She was on the empty box. She was everything it could hold, everything it would hold, and that was priceless. The truth is this: you are looking for your worth in the wrong places, in achievements, in approval, in comparison, in price tags assigned by people who don't even know you. But worth doesn't work that way. It's not earned, not given, not assigned. It's inherent, built into the fabric of your existence. You have worth because you exist, because you breathe, because you are. Not because of what you do or what you have or who validates you, but because you are a singular, unrepeatable expression of life. And that alone makes you priceless. The world will try to price you, put you on sale, mark you down, tell you your worth is conditional based on performance, productivity, perfection. But the world is wrong. You are the unpriced gift, the box without a tag, the worth that doesn't need external validation to be real. So stop searching outside. Stop waiting for someone to tell you you're valuable. Stop measuring yourself against standards that were never meant for you. Look inside. Recognize what's already there, the worth that's been waiting for you to see it. The value that doesn't change based on circumstance. The priceless truth that you've always been enough. You are not what you achieve. You are not what you produce. You are not what others think. You are the gift, wrapped or unwrapped, opened or unopened, recognized or not. And you are priceless. You always have been.